unfortunately, you can never capture just how beautiful on video. On a phone, it seems, but it is very beautiful this morning. Good morning. It is Friday, August 16th, and I am headed to the feed store. I'm watching this guy go around the corner. We're trying to figure out what he had on the trailer. I am headed to the feed store to stock up. I've got to get back in the mode of buying for a week or more at a time, so I'm going to take my truck today and stock up. And then when I get home, I've got a couple of things I need to do. I need to sweep and mop the floors, or at least sweep. Probably don't need to mop today, but I need to sweep. And also I want to start going through some clothes and picking out stuff that I haven't worn in a while and get rid of. And I have gained some weight, so I need to get rid of some things that I can't wear. Hopefully now that I've got these new you know, expensive inserts for my shoes, I'm feeling a lot better and walking more, so I'm hoping to get back down to where I was. But now that I'm able to walk more like I was doing for a while there on campus, I was walking 3 miles between getting there in the morning and on my lunch break at campus, plus all the other stuff that I do. But the last couple of years, until I figured out what was going on, it hurt to walk. My sciatic nerve, or I don't know if it was my sciatic nerve, but my leg would hurt really badly if I walked, and so I tried to not walk very long distances. Now I don't have to worry about that, so I can walk again, which is great because I love to hike and walk and everything. But anyway, I need to go through some clothes because I've got some clothes that I haven't worn in a while, and I need to clean my closet out and get my clothes organized so I'm not having to look for what I want to wear to work. I try to start out every school year that way, make it a little easier on myself as far as getting out the door. I need to fix some of the kids' leg boots from over at the barn. We've got some leg boots that the Velcro is about to come off of, so I need to fix those and get those ready to take back tomorrow to the play day. And then I want to work on my sea otter. I got the doll pellets for the sea otter. I want to work on that. I'd like to do some sewing. I'm trying to get in the mood to get in there to sew. I need to straighten up my craft room first, probably, but maybe I'll work on that some this afternoon. So a friend of mine is leaving the university. She has changed jobs, and they're having a going away party for her. I'm probably not going to make it down to that, but I am planning on having lunch with her next week, so that will be good. I'm just not one much to, it's hard to get me to leave once I get home and go back down to Conway, and I don't know why that is. I really like Jennifer, and I'm going to miss her at the university a lot, but we're going to have lunch next week, so that will be just as good. But anyway, so I am headed out, and we will see what we get up to today. Come here. Did you get stung on your foot outside? What's the matter? Oh, Simon's trying to make it better. Did you get a pokey on your foot? Oh, it's okay. You're going to be all right. Mama checked it over. Looks okay. He's okay. Simon's trying to make you feel better. Yeah. Oh, I know. Mama, that's my boy. Mama, that's my boy. Yes, him a good boy. Oh, I know. Him a good baby. Yes, you got an itchy ear. What's going on with that ear? Did you get something in your ear? Oh, I love you. Oh, is that a toy? Oh, there it goes. She'll have it de-stuffed in about 2 seconds. Well, today has not been a very crafty, exciting day. I have been having a closet clear out and getting my clothes somewhat organized for the coming school year. So I've gotten all the things that I would consider warm weather wearable hanging in the closet now. I've got a few things on the other side too, but mostly what I would consider to be warm weather gear is over here. And then this is all the stuff that I've taken out to donate. I haven't had a good clear out in probably 5 or 6 years, and some of these jeans I will never be small enough to get into again. So I'm gonna donate those. I've got a couple of friends. I'm gonna see if they can wear them first because they're still in really good shape. And they were expensive when I bought them. I went through a period of time where I think I was trying to compensate by buying really expensive jeans and stuff like that, and now I can't wear them anymore. So I'm gonna donate those, and I've got a whole pile of hangers here I need to do something with. And yeah, I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I've got some mending on some jeans I need to do, and yeah, so that's what we're gonna do this afternoon. What is it, Smiley? Are you a good girl? Are you silly? You are silly. Are you getting me? Is that your foot? Is that your foot? Is that your foot? I can get to this foot. Oh, you're a ferocious pup. Get it. Get it. Yeah. Oh, you're getting me. You're a ferocious girl. Yes. You're a good girl. I know. So after the clothes clear out, I am working on fixing the leg boots for the kids at the barn. These leg boots, you've seen pictures of them on the horses. They have these Velcro straps on them, and over time these break. And so what I have done is, I should have gotten 2-inch wide Velcro, but this is 1.5 inch wide Velcro. I just need the hook part, so I'm going to have a whole lot of the loop part left, but I'm just using the hook part, and I'm sewing new straps on all these. So I finished this pair. I'm just like triple sewing around them with a zigzag. I'm working on this pair, where it's not even a pair, it's just a single boot, and this is a single boot. And then I've got these 2 blue ones that need pieces replaced on them. So yep, that's what I do on a wild Friday night here at the house. Well, it is time for another Rainbow Riders play day. Since Madison is not going to be here today, I'm going to bring Gusty up and fool with her for a little while, because I like to ride my best girl every once in a while too. So horses are getting ready, and kids are getting ready, and I'm going to put these 2 videos together from yesterday and today, because I had a little episode of acid reflux last night and didn't film a closeout piece. So we'll just put these getting ready. She had to move that bucket of flags to the flag race because he kept knocking them over trying to play with them. Silly like that. There's Sky. Breathe. Don't anticipate a problem. We'll deal with one if there is one, but don't anticipate one. All right, Trot. Just keep him on the wall. And when you get ready, just sit, be confident, and ask. Yeah. Leg, leg. You're gonna have to keep bump, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Man, feel good, sissy. Yeah, you're a good girl. You're my best girl. All right, good girl. You were a good girl today. Yeah, Mama got to ride you for a few minutes. Probably rather Madison ride you. I make about 3 of her, don't I? I know. I don't have any cookies. I gave you a bunch. I gave you a bunch of cookies. I gave you a bunch. Okay, go on. Go on. Nothing cures acid reflux like a few minutes on a good horse, let me tell you. So I put Gusty up, and I'm going to get around here, and we're going to get ready for the play day. That's much better. Okay. 4th time's the charm. There we go. Whoop. There you go. Good correction. Good correction. Circling. There you go. Good job. Good job. Good job. He just gave you a little turbo boost there. There you go. There you go. Good job, Melissa. Now, take him back and make him come out and do it at a trot. Nice. Whoop, turn, turn. There you go. Good job. Now ask him. Sit. There you go. Nice. Okay, up next we're looking for Zoe and brown sugar. Woo, good job, Zoe. Very nice. Nice. Very nice. Having a little horse makes all the difference on pole bending. Good job. There you go. All right. Now let's have Miss Melissa on knucklehead mode. See if he'll behave this time. Now just worry about making this first turn. So think about what you need to do. Push, 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 push. There you go. Good job. Very nice. Sadie. Beautiful jump and nice canter. Good job. Nice. Keep her going, Zoe. Push. There you go. Good job. Very nice. Very good. Good job. Good job, Abby. And don't jerk his head around so much. Keep him going basically straight. There you go. Don't pull his head around so much. There you go. Come straight. Now bend him toward the poles. There you go. Good job. Yes, ma'am. Good turn. Put your hands forward and trust that horse. Go. Yeah. There you go. Good job. There you go. Push. There you go. Okay. Good boy. Yeah. Sadie and Shooter come running. Nice, Sadie. Yeah, very good. Yeah, go. Good job. Look straight ahead. Yeah. A little tough luck there. I thought it was going to stay up, but it... Good job. Keep going. A little tough luck. Nice, Addison. Yeah, that's how you do that. Okay, so we're done at the barn. I'm pulling out of my parking spot here at the barn. We're done at the barn with our play day. Had some interesting rides today. And I am headed over to Lake Darnell to a basket making class. Well, I finished my basket. Not bad for coming in 2 hours late. I still got to get all the little fuzzies off of it, but it's another market basket style. I've made one of these before, but you never have too many baskets in my opinion. So all done with that. I'm going to go grab a bite of lunch and head to the house. I'm making some progress on my otter. I got my doll pellets in the base and I got his head sewed onto the body. So now I'm going to sew his ears on. I still have to make the legs and the feet, or the hands, the arms and the legs and the tail, or the four legs and the tail, and his little nose. And then he's holding a little seashell, so I need to make that too at some point, but those should go fairly quickly, I would think. Well, I got my little otter done here. We're not done. I got his ears sewed on. I'm working on his tail, but I think I'm going to call it a night, and I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. Bye. Well, the new basket seems to meet Satchel's approval. He's enjoying that very much. Hi, good boy. You're a pretty boy. Are you a good kitty? Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday. It is August the 18th. and I have worked on some laundry this morning. I'm about to go out and do some weed eating. And I got to thinking about this morning about these foot levelers that I got, and they've got pet hair on them, but I'll show them to you anyway. They're these insoles I got for my shoes, and they're created based on a foot pressure map that I had done at my chiropractor. And what that got me thinking about was referred pain, okay? And referred pain means if your ankle's messed up, your knee's going to compensate, or your hip or your back, and you're going to start having issues there, or you're sheaving all the way up through your shoulder. And so a lot of the issues I was having with my neck and my shoulders and my hip actually were due to the fact that genetically I pronate, I think it's pronate, or maybe it's supinate, where I roll to the outside. So the heels on all my shoes on both feet are worn off to the outside, and that means my knees bend inward, which in the case of horses or animals we would call that knock-kneed. And so I remember my dad always having problems. Sorry, one of my hairs is in my mouth. My dad always had problems with his knees. And I remember as an elderly man, and my mom too, they both stood with kind of like my dad's especially was especially pronounced, where his knee was turned inward and his feet were outward. And he had all kinds of arthritis problems, basically, is what he called them. But I'm sure that if he had started addressing them when he was in his 40s and 50s, he wouldn't have had nearly the issues that he had. And so I'm really glad that I got those. They've really helped, you know. And part of the reason why I have put on a little bit of weight is because I haven't been walking. I used to walk every day on campus, and when your butt cheek basically feels like it's on fire after just a little while, you don't want to walk, and so it kind of keeps you from enjoying those things. It was even beginning to affect my riding, so I'm glad that I got these. But it also got me thinking about emotional referred pain, and it's kind of a deep subject for early on a Sunday morning. But, you know, when we are hurting about something in our personal lives, you know, whether it's imposter syndrome or it's remembering a hurt that was passed on from childhood or some trauma in our past, and it causes us to react in the present, maybe to something that seems wholly unrelated, but you can kind of trace the line back. And, you know, I have a lot of issues with imposter syndrome, which then translates into trust issues. And for those of you who don't know what imposter syndrome is, Brene Brown does a really good TED Talk. I think it's a TED Talk about it. About especially women tend to believe that we don't belong in a certain status or position that we hold, and that if someone really just looks at our qualifications, they'll realize we're just not deserving of that. And I think as women very often, especially, and men too, but particularly women suffer from this because somehow we think that we're less. You know, it's been kind of ingrained in us. And when things get said to me where I feel like people are telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, or they don't trust me, or I'm not a valued member of the community for some reason, then I start picking myself to pieces instead of going, wait a minute, your argument's invalid. And that's something where we have to retrain our minds, you know, our way of thinking, and realizing that we are worthy of the things that we have, and we are worthy of the status that we hold, and having an equal place at the table, you know. And you could argue all you want about, well, men and women are different and they do things, and that's true, but we may be different, but one is not greater than the other. In my opinion, we all deserve an equal place at the table, and that kind of goes back to all the conversations that have been happening about race and about ethnicity and gender and sexual identity and all these different things, you know, to me, no one is less. We all occupy different chairs at the table, but we all deserve a place at the table. We all deserve to sit at the same table. And, you know, I don't ever want to make someone feel like they're not welcome at my table. And so when someone has an adverse reaction, I guess what I'm trying to say about all this, when someone has a seemingly adverse reaction, or you notice that maybe something that you said that you felt like was fairly innocuous seems to have sat with that person a lot longer than it should have, maybe it's worth checking in with them and seeing what's going on and trying to understand that, you know, because we don't know what that person's referred pain is. So just take care of each other, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So now I'm going to go out and do some very exciting weed eating. I thought I'd surprise y'all with a little thoughtful content this morning. I'm sorry my Vlogust haven't been terribly exciting. I know I always lose viewers when I do these things, and I'm wondering if they just forget that they subscribe to me and go, oh no, we don't want to subscribe to her anymore. Anyway, I appreciate those of y'all who are hanging with me and commenting. And I'm going to head out and do some weed eating. Not much reason to take any video of doing that, but I'm going to head out and do some weed eating, and then got to do a few little house chores and finish up some laundry. And then we're going to play in the craft room, I think, the rest of the day. We're going to do some straightening up, and we're going to start doing some sewing. I've got a couple of things I want to start making. And, yeah, so maybe it'll be fun today. All right, I'll check in with y'all in a little while. Well, I've spent about an hour weed eating out front. I'd let my weed eating in my garden and around the edges of the property get away from me since Mystic South. I'm taking a break to get some water because I'm pretty hot. And then I'll do the backyard, which ought to be a lot simpler than the front yard, so we'll see. Anyway, taking a break out here with Feathers, letting her enjoy a little bit of outside time, and we're going to go in and get a little bite to eat and then get back to the weed eating in the backyard. You can hear the cicadas. Well, I have got a few more pumpkins here to work up, so I'm working on that. I've got my house swept up, and I packaged up Maria's canned goodies to get in the mail to her. So it's been a pretty productive afternoon so far. Well, I'm not robbing banks. I've been grinding up the rest of my hot peppers, and that seems to have helped. I chopped these a little more coarsely. You know, they look pretty in the jar. I'm just recycling a jar that someone gave me. So I got the hot peppers chopped up that I dried, and I've got my pumpkin in the oven, and now I'm going to label the rest of my canned goods that I finished up the other day and put them in my cabinet. The cats are all camped out up here on the table. Well, not all of them, but 4 of them are. There's Simon and Satchel. And Baxter, who's knocked my bag with my sugar in it over. And Cammie has tucked herself down inside my new basket. So I just sat down to start working on my little otter here. I don't know if I'll get it finished tonight or not, but doesn't matter. I'll do my best. And I will check in with y'all tomorrow. Bye.